Hello friends, welcome to Flosstube and Variety Show number 14. This is August 27th. I can't believe it. Where is the year gone? August 27th, 2021. I'm Emily Williams in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and thanks for joining me. Because this is Flosstube, you're going to see some of my cross-stitch projects, and because it's a variety show, you'll see something else, which I hope you'll find interesting. So, cross-stitch first. Back, returning after a week of hiatus is Temperature Tree by StitchinMommy. You can find that pattern on Etsy, and she's also just released another temperature pattern, which is a butterfly design, which kind of interesting. I've looked at it, possibly I'll get it and stitch it next year. But here is the temperature tree. And I'm going to try to show you August, which is up here. This is the August branch. So it started like this, a couple of cool days, got hot. These green are really hot. They're 96, 98, and 99, I think, are those 3 days. And then it dropped down again. We actually had a couple of days in the mid 80s, which I thought, oh good, so summer's over, the intense heat. Nope, we're back up in the 90s. These next couple of days possibly are going to be up to 99 one of the days. If it doesn't get above 99, I won't have to make a decision about a color for 100 and above. So we'll see what happens about that. This is also the time of year, late August and first 2/3 of September, when this particular part of the country gets, I would say, a fair number of tropical systems. Not hurricane strength usually by the time it gets this far inland, but possibly a lot of rain, possibly wind, and maybe we'll have that. There's another system forming in the Gulf, which maybe will bring us some rain later in the week. Certainly it's humid these days, so the temperature designs do not have a place to show humidity, but if it did, there'd be a lot of water droplets on there. Next, I will show you Under the Roof of Blue Ionian Weather. This is a painting, a 19th century painting charted by Golden Kite, as you see. So I'm over here. I've done all of this. I've removed the, I'm just going to show you. So see with this big bush thing here, I've started to get into that bush thing. And the next part I'm going to do is going to be this vertical section in here. But let me show you how far I've gotten. So the big news is that I finished enough out to the vertical piece, the vertical guideline right here, gridding, to say that I finished out to 100 stitches. I mean, there's a couple of dips that aren't out there, but the colors are colors that appear more this way, so I didn't want to just stitch 2 or 3 stitches and then as soon as I move out this way, I have to stitch more. So this is about 25% of the whole project. And I took out the gridding so you can see it better. I am really impressed. That woman, I'm very impressed with her and with the ocean and the sky, with how this turns out. So my next plans on this are to do the gridding this way for probably up to about 180, so 80 more columns, and then all the way down. And then I'll be working on this, and I'll be working on that. It will take me a few months to complete that. I started this on March 28th, and today's August 27th. So what is that, 5 months? April, May, June, July, August. So it took me 5 months to do a quarter of it. So at that rate, it'll take me 20 months to complete the whole thing. My goal is to complete it in 2 years. So I'm sure I'll probably make that goal without too much difficulty. And then the next thing I'm going to show you is, this is back from not having been worked on for a while. This is the paper copy, obviously. This isn't stitching. Ah, wow, Emily. Amazing that you told us that, because we wouldn't have figured that out otherwise. This is Ornament, a design by ZephyrMood, which I found on Etsy. And I completed another little square of it. So you can see it's going to be square. And I just completed this one. And I have a little more, I mean, there's a lot more of the little borders to do in various places. And over here, or right down here, this little blip is part of this next, this is another large block. Sorry, I'm obscuring that. I just had some thread left and I thought I would, instead of just cutting it off, I would just use it down there. So that I'm gonna keep working on. That'll be fun. So the next thing I'm going to talk about in the variety show portion is I'm going to return to the topic of tablet weaving, which I covered a couple of episodes ago. So if you check out, I think it's number 12, you'll see where I first talked about tablet weaving. And because of the way this table is set up and the way the camera angle is and so on, what I did is I actually filmed a little video segment of my loom and my actual working on it a few minutes before I started this video, and I'm going to insert that video here, and you can watch me do that, and then it'll come back to this one in just a moment. So what you see here is my loom set up with this particular design. I think I showed you the pattern last week, or a couple weeks ago. And these are the cards. And you see that each card has 4 threads going through it, various colors. And down here, what you see is the back of the weaving that I've already done. But this is the front. This is where I'm working right now. So this is the pattern. It has black and red edge and red and white center. So I'm just going to do I'm going to do one repeat of this and just show you how it works. So this particular pattern, you start by rotating all the cards forward. Also, this is not my normal angle of working on this, so I hope it will be okay. But this is how the camera and me can get the loom in the picture. We'll see. So I go forward once, all the cards go forward, and that creates a new opening for the shuttle. So I push the shuttle through, I beat it down, I pull my loop from the previous row, and I leave a loop. And then I do this again. Roll all the cards forward, I put the shuttle through the shed, pull that through, so forth. Rotate again, it creates a new shed, a new place for the weft thread to go. Do this, do that, do it again, like this. Now there are 10 rows in the repeat, so I've done 4 of them. And what that's done is it's moved this little bit right here. So you can see that the red and white stripes are all pointing that way now. So the next row is one of the rows that has some cards moving forwards and some moving backwards. So I'm gonna divide my group of cards into the forward cards and the backward cards. Can you see that? I'm gonna rotate these backwards, i.e. toward me, and these forwards. And then I make sure I have the right opening there and put the shuttle through. I beat it, pull the loop, and I leave a loop. I do this 3 times, so that's the second time. I do it again. This is the third time. I'm saying this for my own benefit too, so I don't lose track. This particular pattern has a major problem to do it on this loom, which is one of the reasons I'm having to count so carefully. And then now the next group of cards moves backwards and the rest of them move forward. So this, make sure I'm going through the correct opening there. And do that a second time. And a third time. Just make sure that my shuttle's going to go through, because if I catch a thread that's not, then I've messed up my pattern, and it's really hard to even figure out what I did wrong to go back and, you know, undo it. So that was 10 rows, so I've now done a complete repeat. So I started here, and this is 10 rows. The challenge going on is the twist. Can you see how much twisting there is here? Because those threads, these cards essentially twist the threads. And so I can move the twist up above this peg. If I do it in the right angle, I can't do it like that. So now I've pushed the twist along, so it's up here. And I've been pushing the twist, and so that I've pushed it all the way down here. It's very hard to do, it takes time. I have to loosen the loom in order to do it. But even so, I'm gonna run out of the ability to move the twist. It's gonna get too tight. And then I'm gonna have to decide whether I'm just gonna end the weaving or whether I'm going to advance the whole thing so that I can get at the knots again and undo each knot. Let me see if I can show you that actually. So the loom has a tensioning peg on it. You see this slot here. This peg moves along in this slot. It's a very strong bolt that goes all the way through here so that I can I can tighten and loosen the tension. So if I loosen the tension a little bit, not too much, then I can actually rotate the weaving to a certain extent. I have to be careful about what I do with the cards, but you can see this is how I advance the work so that I can have a nice long distance here to work in. I find that I can do two, at this stage, when I've already given up some of my initial space, I can do two 10-row repeats before I feel like I want to advance the work again. But I can do that, I can advance the work, and when I get farther along and I have some of this twist, so I can show it to you. I'm sorry about the camera. I mean, all of that twist is going to be a problem at some point. You can see it down at this level. It's more twisted. In this level, I've just been pushing the twist along. But at some point, I'm going to try to gently let go of that. I'm going to have too much twist, and I'm going to have to figure out what to do. But that is just because this particular pattern is not twist neutral. It is, the cards do not go forwards and backwards the same number of times. And that is why the twist is a problem. It's been a couple months since I was doing the tablet weaving pretty regularly, so I had sort of forgotten about that twist neutral problem. And what I decided was I did a few things earlier in this piece, which I can't show you because it's on the loom and it's underneath here, I mean way underneath, but that I would decide, I would just use this as a getting warmed up, just sort of remembering how much tension and that kind of thing to do, and then I would discover later when this is as done as I can make it, I'll just cut it off. It'll be useful for something. It won't be 8 feet long. It'll be maybe 3 to 4 feet of useful, correct pattern, and then I will warp up something different that is twist neutral. So, and the thing that is twist neutral is what I will enter in the fair. I won't enter this because this has many problems with it. So that is a little hands-on of my tablet weaving. So we're back. That was the tablet weaving. I have to decide what I'm doing for the state fair. If I'm doing something. I think I am going to do something. I have plenty of thread and it's fun to do, so I just need to do it. I will say that I went online. I've gone online several times looking for information about tablet weaving, patterns, and so forth. There are some people who do tablet weaving really wide. That is, they do fabric, I'll say, rather than just banding. And they obviously have a different kind of loom than I do, because the maximum width of a finished product that I can do on that loom is about maybe 2.5 inches. So I can't do a fabric on that loom. So I may actually have the wrong idea of what the state fair's idea of tablet weaving is, and that might prove to be, I might end up being disappointed. I have no illusions of winning any ribbons on anything. So, yeah. I don't think that anyone in the state of North Carolina needs to be worried about my tablet weaving prowess. Let's just put it that way. So, that is all of the talking, really, that I have. I thought I'd finish out, put a minute or 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds of pictures from Iceland, my trip that I took with a friend to Iceland 5 years ago. 5 years ago now, I was in Iceland. So all of my photo album memories and so on are showing me pictures of that wonderful trip. And I highly recommend Iceland as a destination. I think I have shown pictures from that trip before on this channel, because it was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Otherworldly. It truly, there is no place that I have been that is like Iceland in terms of its landscape. Just amazing. If you do go to Iceland, I recommend you go earlier in the year than my friend Kimberly and I went. We went over Labor Day weekend, very end of August through the beginning of September. And the reason I think that you should go earlier if you can is because one of the things to do in Iceland is to see the seabirds that nest there. And we did not see that because they had already migrated. So they migrate toward the end of the summer, and we missed it. So I think we saw one puffin. I don't know why that one puffin stayed behind, but it's, tens of thousands of cousins had already left for wherever they spend their winters, which is not in Iceland. So that's it for today. I'll just show some pictures without any commentary now. And I don't know, I haven't figured out music to put with it, so you're just gonna have to watch it. Sorry for the audio blankness, but hopefully you'll enjoy the pictures. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for watching, and many blessings to you, friends.